Hello, welcome back to a pair of wet shoes that stink of rotten blue cheese. Before this video even starts, I kind of want to address the sort of content that I've been putting out on my YouTube channel recently. I know that I have sort of, from the start, kind of branded myself as a gaming channel and that I'm a gamer or whatever. I've been sort of trying to think of it through. It's not really a big decision, but I just don't want to brand myself as a just purely gaming channel. So I just wanted to set that clear in case of anybody wanting to subscribe to gaming. I also want to do stuff like rants like I have with my last two videos, but I also do like gaming content, because it's easy to fucking make. Wink wink. But no, really, aside from that, I wanted to do experiment with my channel, just sort of upload different things, rants, maybe like podcasts or whatever, I talk, or just stuff like that. But yeah, that's really all I wanted to talk about before I address the topic of this video. That being said, I wonder what kind of content I'm gonna shit out today. Just as my description of the video puts it, this is just a theory. In no way do I mean harm to anybody that is sort of mentioned in this video. Like I said in my past video, this is just a collection of my ideas and thoughts that I sort of put together in the video to sort of make like a small theory that could be enjoyed by the sort of audience that this video attracts. Well, if you haven't read the title of this video, basically this video is just going to be going over Chad, aka Anything4views, hate towards Gila and Ethan Klein from H3H3 Productions. This video isn't any sort of clickbait or anything. The reason I mentioned this is because I was rewatching some of the episodes from the Cold Ones podcast, which is a pretty good podcast, by the way. Max or Chad, if you're watching this, I wouldn't mind if you guys send me a shirt of any kind, even if it says "fuck you, you fucking fat cunt." I wouldn't mind that at all. Anyways, I was rewatching the episode that had Raka Raka as the guest, and so both Max and Chad sort of mentioned the veto list that they have, and in it, Chad basically describes how his veto is of Ethan Klein and of how he sort of just hates Ethan. Here you go, guys. I'll just roll the clip for context.
I had one veto. Mine has since changed, but no, wait, mine was Ethan.
Ethan Klein.
Yeah, mine was Ethan Klein.
Who's Ethan Klein?
No, good, keep it that
who's
way.
that?
I love you, Michael. Good, keep it that way. Anyway,
Oh, you didn't like it?
I still don't like him. I still don't like him.
What the fuck?
A what the fuck moment for me too. I was a fan of the group that Ian, Frank, Max, and Chad had, and so you would see both Ian and Frank collaborate with Ethan from H3H3 in videos, and so in the back of my mind I sort of just assume that Chad and Ethan were never in a video together because of distance. A lot of the videos that Chad and the rest of the guys had were because both Ian and Frank would travel from America to Australia. So in the back of my mind, I just assumed that Ethan couldn't make the trips, and so because of that, they would never appear in videos together, but they were sort of friends behind the scenes. To elaborate on the clip, Chad never really gave a specific answer as to why he hated H3H3, but over the years that has still remained an unanswered question. But Chad has revealed through some clips some sort of little pieces as to why he may possibly hate H3H3, and after learning of various different things, I think I have a clue as to why Chad just chooses not to associate with H3H3. So the first reason that I believe Chad dislikes Ethan is because of Filthy Frank, or something revolving around Filthy Frank. I think that this topic was behind the scenes, and I think this is why Chad just chooses not to talk about it. But over time, he has sort of led like a trail of breadcrumbs to sort of connect where this sort of falling out began. Now, back in the day when Filthy Frank was making videos, it was clear that he was living in New York. He wasn't afraid to show that. And so currently now, H3H3 Productions lives in LA, but back when Filthy Frank was making videos, they were living in the same state as him. And so Although I don't know how close to each other they did live, I know that both Filthy Frank and Ethan met up together while they were living in New York together. The reason I mention this is because Chad has gone on stream and said that Ethan likes to steal jokes from other content creators and not say anything about it, but he just never revealed exactly who he was talking about.
No.
Greg,
Are you going to do what H3H3 does, where he goes against his morals for financial gain and then also lies to his viewers a lot? Do you going to do that as well? Also, are you gonna steal content ideas off other creators and then use them as your own and not tell anyone?
Now, I'm not sure exactly who revealed it to the public, but it was revealed that Ethan's prized possession, Vape Nation, was actually a video idea that was stolen from another content creator. This obviously came as a big shock because Ethan's Vape Nation video got him lots of praise from a bunch of public audiences, and he even got on the news. Wait, I just noticed something. Can somebody roll that last clip again? Well, what do we have here? Filthy Frank making a joke about modern people vaping. Very interesting. All terrible jokes aside, Chad used to be in a podcast with both Colossal is Crazy and Keemstar. Now, the reason I mention this is because Chad would become good friends with both of these people, aka making them potential confidants. So why did I imply the correlation between Filthy Frank and Ethan Klein's Vape Nation video? Well, here's why.
$3 from Schmeichel44.
We want to Ethan stole a weapon from though.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I can reveal that. But someone that Ethan is was friends with. I'm not giving away more than that because I really can't say. The information of who it was isn't out there, so I can't say. Oh, we got something. Hang on. $3 from Zacharias. Not very nice, but fair.
For those of you who have bad eyesight, don't worry, I got you. So basically what happened is that after the question was brought up, the official Keemstar left a comment in chat that said, Frank is dirty. Now, it doesn't take many to realize that Frank is dirty equivalates to Filthy Frank. I couldn't find the original stream of this clip, but I know that later on, after reading the comment, Colossal is Crazy just said, oh man, Keemstar revealed it. So what does this leave us with? Well, it just reveals that maybe Frank, being a more calm person in general, just didn't care enough to reveal that Vape Nation was his own joke. But as opposed to Frank, I think Chad just had a more angry response towards this, and is a reason as to why he hates Ethan so much. So that just basically sums up my first claim. I don't want to go deeper into it because there's really no point in doing so. There's not much more sort of small evidence to sort of support it. After a while, I just have to start pulling things out of my ass. And so I want to change my focus into Greek Out Stream. I think Chad outlined his two main reasons as to why he hates H3H3. And so basically one of the reasons that he stated was that he steals content from other people and doesn't acknowledge them. That's what we just went over. And then the second one is that he mentions that in the YouTube scene, H3H3 seems to have no sort of morals and just worries about his gain. It seemed that Chad was very confident about this claim. So I went back to the Cold Ones channel to see if there was any sort of dialogue that kind of went further into this from Chad. And so I couldn't really necessarily find that, but I did find a small occurrence that kind of stuck out to me and made me connect the dots. Chad doesn't have many people on his podcast more than once, and I don't know if this is for reasons that he can't control, but the person that did stick out to me that appeared more than once on the podcast was Pyrocynical. Pyrocynical stuck out to me because, you know, it's very clear when some people are guests and when some people are friends. And so Pyrocynical seemed like one of those people who was really good friends with Chad and seemed like they sort of had a very good, strong relationship behind the scenes. Now, you might be wondering how Pyrocynical sort of connects these dots. Well, I was watching the Cold Ones podcast with Pyrocynical, and then that's when I remembered. Now, a while back, I'm talking like a very long while back, Leafy exposed H3H3 for sort of talking crap about Pyrocynical behind his back, trying to like sort of take him down, claiming that he was the cancer of YouTube. Now obviously as soon as this happened, Ethan sort of did damage control with this, and he personally private DM'd Pyrocynical saying that he was talking about his old content and that his new content was getting better and that he obviously hoped the best for him in the future. From the start, Pyrocynical was very relaxed about the situation. He never showed any sort of aggression towards Ethan after the comments sort of got revealed and exposed. Pyrocynical just kind of had to laugh about it and even respect the privacy of Ethan by not posting all the comments that he made. And so basically, I think that after Ethan sort of gave a sorry, Pyrocynical was more than happy to let things go. Going back to what I said originally, I think what ended up happening was just that Chad found out about this and he had a more angry response than Pyrocynical ever did. And I think the main reason for this problem is just that Chad is a less forgiving person than his friends. I think overall, when somebody does something trashy on YouTube, Chad sort of loses respect for them. And I think that's why Max and Ian continue to be friends with Ethan. I think aside from the fact that they already had an established relationship, I think that Max and Ian are more willing to forgive Ethan after he makes a mistake, because, you know, everybody makes mistakes, and, you know, it's up to the person to sort of accept it or not accept it. And I think overall, based on Chad's behavior, he is also a very chill dude. He's always looking for friends on the YouTube platform and the Twitch platform. And so I think overall, the problem here is just the shift in ideologies between Max, Ethan, and Chad. Chad is a less forgiving person, and therefore that's where that line is drawn. Like I said, this is just a theory, and some of it might be wrong and some of it might be true. The main reason I just wanted to make this video is because I am a fan of the sort of content that they created back in the day. And so I just made the assumption, because they all hung out as a group, that Ethan and Chad were friends behind the scenes. And so, like Raka Raka, I was kind of surprised that they weren't. And so I was trying to find kind of reason for it. And I never really found a video, so this was just my video sort of addressing this topic for anybody who's curious. And so this was just my contribution to a possible theory as to why Chad doesn't like Ethan. Like I said, no harm was meant towards the people who I mentioned in this video. I love both Max and Chad, so if any of you guys are watching, if you want to sponsor me, wink wink, I could do it for you. I could be a model for you, Chad. And by model, I mean model your clothes, okay, Chad? Don't get any weird ideas. And Max, if you ever want to open some Pokemon cards with me, you know, I'm available too, you know. I just have to fly out to Australia, but other than that, you know, I'm good to go, you know. Anyways, that's enough of my cringy, schizophrenic conversations with myself. Yeah, that was basically just my take on the situation. And I guess subscribe or something.
I'm tipsy. H3H3 sumo match. Listen, Ethan Klein, you're a fucking... I hate Ethan Klein. What a pretentious fucking gay cunt. Oh, Teddy Fresh, by the way. Yeah, rip off more fucking designs.
Baba Bowie.
Look at my double chin. It's still funny after fucking 12 years. I hate Ethan. You know, Healer called me fucking fat once, and then I fired back, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I thought we were playing around." Fuck off, bitch. You don't even follow me. You don't fucking know me.